This ego should be a function of your convenience is perfect, but nobody knows where ego is within themselves. Do you know?
No.
Nobody knows.
It arises at will, I think.
No. Ego is a fall guy. When you do the good things, of course it's you who did it. When you do nasty things, oh, it was my ego. He's a fall guy.
Yeah.
He comes up whenever something goes wrong.
Yeah.
Whenever you are seen in a bad light, it was my ego, it's not me.
Yeah.
So, people have created a whole lot of jargon like this, my ego, myself, my consciousness, my superconsciousness, many things. First, everybody must decide, within this body of yours, how many people are residing, you must tell me. If there is anything more than one, it means either you are schizophrenic or you're possessed. You need either a psychiatrist or an exorcist. So, you are an individual. An individual means not further divisible, indivisible. This is why you're an individual. That means there is only one. This is the healthiest state to be, that you understand there's only you here, nobody else but you. If you realize this, then you will function completely differently. But you start playing this game, whenever you are in difficulty, you say it was my ego, whenever something else happens, you say it's myself, another time you say my lower self, higher self, all kinds of stuff. Many identities within you. See, this is the nature of a criminal, alias, you know?
Yeah.
So, it's a crime that you started. Whether you will be caught in the web of that or you will manage doing… See, if you do minimal amount of crime, you may manage. Only when you really get into it, then you may get into the web. Otherwise, many people commit small-time crime and then become very respectable in the society. So, if you do little crime of ego business, self-business, all this and then become normal, you're okay. But if you play too much, you will become mentally ill. Because if there is more than one in this, you will become sick. There you are an individual, you are just one. Now it's very easy to transform this. You can't transform a crowd of people.
Right.
You can only transform individual people. And if you take away this fall guy, one fundamental thing you have to do with yourself is to see that no matter what happens in my life, if pleasant things happen, unpleasant things happen, whether I'm joyful or miserable, I'm successful or a failure, you know it's just you and you alone. Otherwise, when things happen well, me, when things don't happen well, but this self-respect, no, you should have no self-respect. Others' respect is from another person. I respect myself, what is this rubbish? Somebody else respects you because they see some value to you, it's nice.
Yeah.
But I respect myself, what is this? It's gone further in the West and people say, I love myself. See, to respect, to love, the very word they're using is, there must be two. You can love somebody, somebody can love you, you can respect somebody, somebody can respect you. But I love myself, I respect myself, this terminology is this terminology of the insane. But it's becoming popular because the numbers are growing.
Ego vs self-respect. We humans are in a constant struggle between negativity and positivity. This negativity and positivity can manifest itself in many forms of thoughts, of beliefs and actions. Most of us don't even realize that the struggle is on. However, we have the power to control who wins in this ongoing struggle. Ego is the false feeling of supreme. It is the belief that we are at a higher position than others are. Ego obstructs the mind as it gives a lot of importance to self, while rejects other personalities and point of views. It is a damaging attachment to self. Ego persists because we deeply attach to ourselves, to our ideas and our point of views. This attachment won't tolerate any kind of criticism or censure. We are led to believe that people who are finding pitfalls in the idea are there to give us an inferiority complex. We become resentful, Bilda. We argue, we get angry, and we try to intimidate to make our idea stand out. We are so obsessed with our idea that we can't see it coming second. We try everything possible to make our idea win. Self-respect. From the above argument, you can ask me, what if my idea is truly the best? Should I not fight for my idea then, or would that also be ego? The answer is now you know your idea is the best. The associated feeling is of confidence and self-assurance. While in ego, the associated feeling is of insecurity and fear. Let me explain further. A 5-year-old comes and says something negative to you. He challenges your thoughts and criticizes you. Would you still be offended and take it on your ego? I don't think so, because against a 5-year-old you're confident and self-assured. However, if a colleague does the same, how do you react? You argue or you criticize your colleague behind his back. What is the differentiator on both occasions? I think it is your self-confidence. You are confident against a 5-year-old but get unsecured against a colleague. If we are self-assured and confident against a contrasting opinion, then we won't react in an untowardly manner. Instead, we will listen to the different opinions, respect them, and analyze our own stand. When we have ego, we close ourselves in a shell where we are surrounded only by ourselves, our thoughts and our beliefs. Ego leads us to argument, anger, and ultimately to pain. However, self-respect leads us to stability and peace. In the comparison, ego often needs the other for comparison, while self-respect is confidence in oneself. For example, if X claims that he is good in history, that is self-respect. However, if X claims he knows better than Y, that is ego. The less you are attached to your virtues, the more self-respect you have. If you are attached to your virtues, you look down upon everybody else, and the virtues start diminishing. Non-attachment to virtues brings the highest self-respect. With the ego, it is the opposite. The problem with the ego is it can often disguise itself as your self-respect. The ego needs to be validated at all costs in order to survive. The ego could even be liked by your inner child, by your inner thoughts, and it is in constant need of attention. And if it does not receive it, it lashes out. Ego is your self-defense mechanism when others put you to a test. It simply means a lack of respect to the self. When you are content to be simply yourself. And don't compare or compete, everyone will respect you.